And so let's get comfortable here. We're going to be receiving a wonderful, wonderful transmission. And so as we are moving through this completely new chapter, after we've received so many incredible celestial divine activations since the beginning of the Lion's Gate, it's just been transformation within and without. So this is a new chapter. This is a completely new design of our reality. Many people, of course, are feeling the light that's pouring in and the divine self working through us. It's changing our DNA. For some people, you already experienced incredible miracles the last 5 years. And so I think actually all of us experienced incredible miracles the last 5 years. Well, let me find a different slide, something to show what is this all about. So what is this all about? This is a good one. We are in the world of Divine Mother. I had many, many experiences with Divine Mother since 2017 in a way that it was a completely new way of experiencing Divine Mother on a very personal level, but receiving very collective information on knowledge and knowing. And so one thing that I've learned from Divine Mother that she is the cosmic mother nature. And so not only is she a being and she can be so many different beings and forms, you've seen so many different forms of Divine Mother, starting with Adi Shakti or Lakshmi or even the Green Tara, Mahaprakriti, whatever it is, the form, it is the mother. She is the mother of a form, cosmic mother nature. And then one day when she was describing to me how Divine Father works for her, so in yogic traditions we would call Shiva, the Divine Father being. And so she said he holds his arms open for her creation. It's almost like he is the multidimensional space into which she creates with her form. And so because she is the cosmic mother nature, we are her seeds. And then from our seed form, the seed of life, we become her flowers. We become her flowers of life. Eventually we start growing into more, and we become first small trees of life. And just like the tree of life grows, we grow too. And it's an expansion at the level that is not just this human being, but it's really the behind the scenes. The blueprint of who we are keeps expanding. And it's all about love light. So it is through love that we expand our light. That's the interconnection between love and light. Love is a very opening energy. When we are in love, we are very vast. And it doesn't have to be in love with a person, of course, that's not so reliable, but it's nice too. But it's that love that we are, and it's the love that we feel for all that is. And that's such an expanding state of being. And of course, when you open through love, what happens? You receive more light. Not because it's like a reward, it's just simply when the vessel is more open, more light flows in. So that's really how it works. And so at that level, we start to grow. And so we start to grow. And so we grow in our abilities, our ability to hold more light, our ability to be more reliable love, our ability to actually influence creation through our own illumination. So a bigger light. And at the mystical level, this is the tree of life. We become a bigger and a bigger toroidal field in cosmos, because that's exactly what the tree of life creates. The tree of life, you have all these mystical traditions talking actually about the same thing, and that is a bigger light body. And it is the flow of light. It is the flow that love enables in a being. And so we grow and grow and grow to be a bigger tree of life with more light moving around. And that also creates the Holy Grail. So the Holy Grail and the tree of life, it's all the same design. It is the toroidal field of light and love. And so we fulfill then our purpose But that's not the end of it, of course, because our purpose is never to end something. It's not to like get to a certain point and be all done. It's actually to then support others. And so we start giving fruit from our tree of life. And then the fruit of life, it's always depicted as an apple. And the fruit of life, again, it's a toroidal field. It has the 5-pointed star at its center, which is the 5 elements of creation. And so from that fruit, you get seed of life. And so this is how the great avatars sponsor so many. We are little seeds or little flowers or little trees in the field of another great tree of life, another great one, another great being. So this all has to do with Divine Mother being cosmic mother nature. So what you find in this nature, you find also in cosmic nature, because there's only really one nature, and it is the cosmic mother nature. The mystery of her is so huge. I don't think human being can ever fully understand with this little brain receiving some information here what the mystery of the mother is. But these are good bits and pieces that can guide us every day. One thing that Divine Mother told us in 2017, which many of you do, is to remember to stand upon her every day with your feet on the ground without shoes. Why is this important? Imagine if the tree, like if we take a tree, had shoes on, and all the roots would have plastic, whatever it is, rubber shoes on. They would not be able to connect with her electromagnetic field and her soil fully. And she told us in 2017 that if the human being starts again reconnecting with her physically, because the body, our physical body, is of her. Our physical, of course, there is so much more to us than the physical body, but the physical body itself has an elemental being. An elemental queendom is the mother's queendom. The Devic queendom is the mother's queendom. It's all the mother's form, little mothers, mothers in all forms, a mother of a mountain, a mother of a flower, a mother of a dragonfly, a mother of our physical form, the Deva. And so the Devic queendom, I call it queendom because, you know, we've had too many kingdoms, but it's time for queendoms to come back. And so it is the Devic queendom. It is the queendom of the mother. And so she is the ultimate shining one. She is the mother of the Devas. She is the mother of angels too. For example, in our religious traditions, we talk about Mother Mary. Mother Mary is often called the mother of all angels. So it's the same principle. It's the same mother principle, just different names. So even our physical body has a Deva, and that's an elemental being. And the Deva is responsible for the creation of our physicality throughout our embodiments here on this planet, for example, because we are an expression of this earth. So the body is an expression of the earth. And so here, when we are able to connect with the planet, with the planetary logos, with the soul of this planet, with our physical body through love, then that's a very important connection to have every day. And she told us in 2017 that when a being does that every day, they are much better at embodying the healthy tree of life within them. And that also could be reflected in our state of health, our physical energy. So, of course, she's such a big resource of energy. She is energy. The sun is energy. The stars are energy. Nature is pure energy. And so, when we go and connect with her every day, which I hope you do, then you are getting also this incredible resource. It's free energy. Divine reality is all working with free, inexhaustible, infinitely available energy. It is only that here on planet Earth we have this Babylonian system where we work with lack, or we are unable to work because we have lack, and it's all Babylonian system, the beast of Babylon. So our monetary system and all the lack that we've experienced here, the lack of energy, not just physically, but the lack of free energy in this world, because, you know, somebody wants to put monetary value to it and make not enough of it. It's all just the ancient Babylon. So we are stepping beyond Babylon back to divine reality in which we have free energy. And just the physical body itself can get so much free energy just by standing like a tree in nature. Many of you practice the ancient movement that we call Qigong. This is the movement that originated in Mu. And some of you recently came to Mount Shasta with us, and we worked with Don Umberto. And Don Umberto's teachings, if we want to call it teachings, I would call it knowledge. His knowledge is knowledge of Mu, so before Atlantis. The chakra system, for example, that often we work with, and you know, many of you have heard about the chakra system. You know, most of us grew up listening to people talking about the 7 chakras. That's all the Atlantean design. So when we want to go to the original design, we go to the Mu design. And so the form, for example, Qigong or working with Don Umberto, it's all Mu knowledge and Mu knowing. So there is a form in Qigong, and that is standing like a tree. As you know, Qigong is not workout. Qigong is not building muscle. It's the opposite, actually. It's being super flexible, super soft, supple and subtle. So it's about energy. It's the opposite of what, you know, this society told us, which is very different, which is the Babylonian style. So we want to go back to the Mu, the Tao Te Ching. It's all about being soft and flexible, so that the energy is like the ocean, like water, so that one can be like the wind. That's exactly what Qigong is originally. Again, you know, things have changed, but some things are still contained in the original value and the original purpose is still contained in Qigong. That's why Qigong is considered to be the most healing form of movement in this world known to our medical science. Sometimes it's called even medical Qigong. So different movements. It's very, very, very Mu-like. It's moving with the rainbow. It's moving like nature. It is being one with nature. And ideally, of course, done in nature. So standing like a tree is very healing, I would say, movement, but it's actually no movement because you're just standing and you are embracing a tree. And that's it. So this is all really what's unfolding here. I always say the safest way to move forward is through love, and it is to be found in nature. So the connection with nature is really unfolding here. Just a few nights ago, I had incredible out of body experiences where I was able to see into our universe. And I saw that every single star in our universe was transmitting its code. So the light was coded, had beautiful coded light, almost like a cosmic DNA of light. And that the stars were coming together to create messages, to create like transmissions. And they were simply transmitting messages into this universe. And I thought to myself, wow, the universe is talking to us. It is saying something. And it was all these symbols in the universe just transmitting light. Quite incredible. So what has changed? You know, last time we talked about all the big shifts we've been through and all the big shifts we still will be going through. I really didn't have time to reorder my slides here. But this is really such a new world, even though it doesn't seem like it on the outside, that I always, since 8-8, recommend just don't pay attention to the world actually that we see still around us, but go within and create, create, create. This is a new opportunity to be the dreamer that we came here to be. Some of you experienced massive DNA activations and it was very conscious to you. Especially last year, we were receiving huge DNA activations. You know, some of you again have been experiencing it for the last 5 years, mainly because of the big changes that took place in 2020. But we are still in it. And so what's happening in the DNA is that we are becoming the field of solutions. Field of solutions. So it's like from within, you suddenly start knowing things you never knew. And this field of solutions is here to be projected onto the blank canvas of reality. Blank. Creator being. Paint your picture, paint your dream, and no distraction. So I was comparing it on the call last time. If I want to write a novel, I cannot have my TV on and listen to the news. I need to focus on my novel. If I want to paint a painting, I want to be in nature, listening to nature, painting my painting. I don't want to listen to anything right now that is just a distraction. So distraction, of course, is how it always worked in samsara, distracting us from that one important state of being, and that is internalized connection with the divine self. So today we will receive a great gift from Orin. We have the permission to play one of these incredible transmissions. And so we will be working with Orin. I always promote the work of Orin for that one reason, that I believed I owe my well-being in this life, whether it is mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, to Orin. And it was through the work of Orin that I was able to then one day receive the greatest gift, and that is initiation from Yogananda directly. So the work of Orin to me is a very reliable path. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to be doing something if it's not going to move the needle. And so when you work with Orin, you are constantly sticking to that wonderful path. And that is the path of self-realization without wasting any time. And so it then can lead you, Orin can lead you to someone like an avatar. Orin can lead you to Divine Mother. How could it not lead to Divine Mother? How could it not lead to an avatar, or Divine Father, Divine Mother, Father, God? How could it not? It is the same path. But what I love about Orin, that I'm sure you love too, is that it's so precise. There is no nonsense in it. There, you know, I mentioned this before, but sometimes when you listen to people channeling these days, to me, it's a lot of nonsense and then a lot of made up stuff. There is no accurate, nothing in it often. It's just, you know, little fantasy. Sounds maybe interesting, I don't know. But with Orin, it's different. It's a step by step. It's truly initiation to me every time, even if Orin doesn't always call it initiation, but it is a path. It's an initiatic path. You're always expanding into more, 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 more. And then you come to that point where you also expand into nothingness. And that is the ultimate. And so we are on that path. That is the path of the Buddha. It is the path of self-realization. This is even the path of Yogananda, because Orin often takes us through the breath to be able to get to the divine self, which is what happens in Kriya Yoga. So it aligns with every mystical tradition that I honor and believe that that is a very reliable path. And to me, it's exciting, you know, when you find something in your life that you would like to improve, you just sit with Orin, and maybe you have to sit with Orin every day for 6 months, but you will crack that code. And so today we will be cracking the code. You know, I took my life, as messy as it was when I was a teenager, you know, the way that sometimes our parents treat us and sometimes our caretakers treat us. It's not all beautiful sometimes. And so you end up with a lot of mess that you didn't want, but you received. And so then you have to look at your psychology, you look at your every area of your life, and you can just say, oh, Orin has a tool for this. I know how I'm going to clean up myself. And so that's what I did, you know, cleaning up, cleaning up, cleaning up, until one day you're like, oh, I think it's all done because everything's looking pretty clean now. So it really is amazing. It is an initiatic process. So that is why I want to help everyone who feels that they resonate with Orin. And because I've worked with these tools for now, I always say it's decades, but it's like at least 30 years. And so I look at it and I'm so grateful. I don't want to stop, you know? And it's not that we need to keep fixing something. Eventually, we are not fixing anything. Eventually, we are just expanding. Because once we fix it, we expand. And then we just keep adding. And I think about it like if you have a garden or if you have a backyard where you like to play with plants, isn't it nice to always beautify? I love beautifying. And so beautifying is what we do here. We are first taking the weeds out, and when all the weeds are out, we add more flowers. We plant some more trees. So we invite all the butterflies, all the devas, all the dragonflies, all the hummingbirds. That's what we do here. And so building a radiant aura, that's something that I'm doing now every single day. And I started doing this on 8/8. That's when the information started to come through to work with the Devas. And I know that many mystics around the world had the same impulse. I'm always blown away when people share with me exactly the same thing, that the impulse really came through us, through humanity, to now start working with the Devas at a conscious level. This work to me is so rewarding in so many ways. Of course, not only are you working, of course, with the David Queendom of the Mother, as you see her here. And I just wanted to mention, last time I mentioned that I had a few of these amazing statues that were created for us with incredible artists who know how to create the Buddha glass. This is Buddha crystal. It is crystal glass, and I had a few of those. So for those of you who ordered them from our website, I shipped many of them yesterday, but again today I'll be packing, blessing. I touch every single one of them. I hold every single one of them. I look at every single one of them because every single one of them is different. They are unique art. Every single one is different. They have the same form but a different light. And we wanted to create exactly this Mahaprakriti. So I know some of you emailed me this morning. If you didn't receive a notification, then they will ship today. So we are working with the radiant angel of the Devas. And the radiant angel, there is the angelic queendom, David queendom, elemental queendom, and it all belongs to the mother. It's different beings within her queendom who have different purpose, different function, different light even. They have different skills. And so we're working with the radiant angel of the Devas, who will be doing something so miraculous for us. So miraculous. And this will be the greatest miracle I believe that every single one of you will benefit from. And it will be the miracle of purifying our etheric body so that we have a beautiful mandala around us, so that we have a reflection of the most beautiful consciousness and energy all around us. This will affect the physical body, the mental body, and the emotional body. So we are a field of energy, and this energy is our physical body that goes into the etheric body. And actually, I should take it from the other way, the descending way. So from above. And so from physical, it goes into etheric, mental, and emotional, but also all the way to our soul and then to our divine self. So it's just one big field with different layers. So imagine when we have one layer that's really broken and dirty and it has all these impure energies, dysfunctional energies. It's all recorded into the etheric body. So when we do purification with the Devas, we replace the old Devic life with a new Devic life, new Devas. And, we have the permission. So I always reach out to the Orin and Deben Foundation to give us a permission to work with, some course, but not in a way that we can play all of them, but we are allowed to play one transmission from the course. So the one that I picked is the one that I believe can really help all of us the most, and that is purifying our etheric body. But if you want to participate in an online retreat, so we will do 6 days where each student has to have the album, so you will have to purchase it from Orin and Deben, building a radiant aura, and then we will gather together. I will send out announcement and registration so that everybody is committed, and we will be every day working with 2 transmissions with Orin. So what I love about this is that you get to meet so many millions of different devas. And some of them have different shapes, they have different light, they have different source. So some come from spirit itself, the spirit devas. Then we have devas that come from the solar world, so working with the solar devas. We have devas of the stars who bring starlight, so different light from different stars. And that's really amazing, especially now that we have the new opening between the Earth, the galaxy, and the universe. So working with the starlight, that's like getting new consciousness. It's like elixir coming from the stars that will be pouring into our etheric body. Again, This is so fun, right? Once you fix the things that are broken in your life, then it's really fun because then you're just playing and you are expanding and you are observing how your life then reflects the expansion back to you, because then it becomes a miracle. So, the miracles that we get to create here, of course, is that we create a whole new experience for our life. You can be a completely new being tomorrow. And that's actually what I've experienced myself. You know, sometimes people call it that they have a walk in, and I don't exactly think that that is a walk in. I think it's just you making room, opening up to the real estate, the being that you are, to the consciousness of your own divinity. So, yes, maybe what walks in is the light of your own divine self. And so, we making that opening so that we can change if we want to, but it's an expansion, and expansion is a change. So today we will be working with let me tell you which one it is. Just have to find it. So we will be working with track number 9, which is called Purifying Your Aura. And the dates for the retreat that we will be doing, I want to do 6 days so that we only have 2 transmissions. You know, sometimes we try to pack it into 5, but I think it's nice to not overload the system, especially when we are getting to meet new Devas. So again, I always do the retreats the same way I do these calls. That means we meet every day at 11 a.m. Pacific, and for some of you it will be 5 p.m. Pacific, some of you both. And I do both calls live for all time zones so that we can always be live together. And we have some teaching, and then we do 2 transmissions with Orin. And Orin's courses usually have 12 transmissions on a course. And so that's why we split it into 6 days so that we have 2 transmissions a day. So today, let us purify. Okay. Transformation. And I know you already know all of this, but one of the most powerful tools that exists within us to actually expand consciousness, open up to more so that the light of the divine self can flow in, is our breath. So never underestimate the power of the breath. After all mystical traditions use breath for self-realization. Some form of breath is always used to achieve the highest states of samadhi. Breath combined with love. Great tools that exist within us all. And so as we receive this amazing transmission from Orin, this gift for purification, then I invite you to also breathe consciously and rhythmically, which would mean that our inhale and our exhale will be slow and deep, and ideally equally long. Long inhale, long exhale. Sometimes Orin recommends even counting the inhale and counting the exhale. And some of the rhythms that Orin has recommended was a slow, deep breath on 4 counts, a long, deep exhale on 4 counts. Just very simple. And of course, you don't want to be counting while you are meditating, but just to get used to a certain rhythm. Because many people hold breath, and sometimes we catch ourselves just holding breath as we move through the day, depending on our conditions. And so it's good to return to rhythm. So I'm going to stop recording as always. And so here we are, completely transformed, working with the radiant angel of the Devas, improving our etheric body. So now, when for some of you, your etheric body already might be a perfect mandala, and so you can just be adding light. And for some of us, we still need to do a little bit of repair. And so we are repairing, but also adding light. This can be so life-changing, as you can imagine. And we are working with these strings, and they are really much more like little tubes, little straws through which the energy and the light can flow. And it then flows into the physical body. So the physical body benefits as well. It improves even our health. because our health also depends on the health of our etheric body. So this is all very, very magical. Of course, the yogis knew all of this. This is exactly why this path is the path of yoga as well. And I mean yoga, that we are creating connection between the physical with the highest non-physical. So they knew this and they always wanted to increase their magnetism. I know you guys know Yogananda. He spoke so often about increasing your magnetism. Magnetism, not attraction, not to be attractive, but to be actually emanating magnetic field. So we increase it by the way that we live. We increase it through the food we eat. Yogananda, he was an alchemist. There is a book about how to increase your magnetism, how to have radiant health by Yogananda. And it is about the food we eat, the thoughts we think, the words we say, the things we do. And of course, how much we meditate, how much we breathe consciously, and then spend time in nature. She is the great resource. So I'm going into her arms right now to increase my magnetism. I will see you there. And just so that you know, we will do another call, of course, today at 5 p.m. We will repeat the same journey, but we will do the same work with the same transmission on Sunday this weekend. So Sunday, same time, same place. Sometimes I don't have time to send emails to announce it, but I usually manage to put it on the website. So if I don't have time, then it's on the website. It will be on the website. And it will be Sunday. We will keep working with the same transmission, improving this structure around us, this field, so that we all feel really good. So thank you so much and many blessings.